Hello everyone, Ten Best Ones here, and in today's video we are going to list the top 5 best Android smartphones on the market in 2017. A lot of new phones have been released recently, so I had to make this video. If you want to find out the price and more information about these Android smartphones, you can check out the links in the description and the comment section below. Okay, so let's get started with the video. At number 5 we have the LG G6. The LG G6 is a great phone which recently came to the market, and what's unique about it is that it has an 18:9 ratio display that provides a taller panel in a smaller body. This however can be problematic when watching YouTube videos because most of the YouTube videos are 16:9 and that will result to black bars. This won't hurt a lot but it's a thing to note. It has a 2880 by 1440 resolution, and even though it isn't AMOLED, it delivers vivid colors and deep blacks. I challenge you to tear your eyes away from the LG G6 screen, its rounded corners or the mere silver of the bezel running around it all. The phone is basically all screen, and it feels like a revelation. The G6 features the facial recognition technology and a fingerprint scanner, which is placed just below the camera, which is a perfect place for it. The G6 comes with the Snapdragon 821 chipset, which is not the largest one, but it's still very powerful. It has 4GB of RAM and 32GB of storage space. However, if you need more, you can use the microSD card slot. The phone has two sensors sitting next to each other. In the back of it, one is 13 megapixels and the other one has a wide field of view, and with it you can shoot GoPro-like and wide-angle shots. While the LG isn't a very famous brand in the phones category and you don't see a lot of LGs in people's hands, I expect to see that number increase in the future, because the LG G6 is much better than anything they've made before in my opinion. To conclude it, this phone has a lot of features to offer and great specs, but the price is a bit high in my opinion, and you can get better phones in that price range, so keep watching to see the rest of the phones on this video. Moving on, at number 4 we have the Sony Xperia XZ. The Xperia XZ is a decent Android phone which has a 5.5-inch display and a water-resistant design. Even though it is advertised as water resistant, it's not meant to be taken in the swimming pool with you, because it's designed to resist light water contact and maybe shower water, but you definitely shouldn't take it too far. On the side of the phone there is a fingerprint scanner which is easy to reach and also very easy to unlock. However, the fingerprint scanner is not available on the US version. Unlike most of the newer phones on the market, the Xperia XZ has a Full HD display instead of a 2K one. But the screen is still very bright and looks very good. There's a new kind of metal material on the back of the phone, which Sony calls alkylato, although you won't notice anything radically different about it. To the touch it feels much the same as the metal on the previous Sony phones, but it feels pretty premium though, and looks really good. It's a good phone for people that want to try something different, but if you want to get a good phone, keep on watching the video because we have some great phones coming up. Next up, at number 3 we have the Moto Z Play. The Moto Z Play is one of my favorite phones of all time, and the main reason for that is the battery life, because I always forget to charge my phone. The Moto Z Play has the best battery life in the market as far as I know, and it's proven itself to be the best in that field. The combination of great build quality, decent performance and excellent battery life make it one of the most exciting mid-range smartphones. The Moto Z Play has a 16 megapixel camera and a 5.5-inch Super AMOLED screen running at 1080p, and it runs on octa-core Snapdragon 625 chipset with 3GB of RAM. As for the camera, Motorola was generous enough to place a 16 megapixel sensor on the back of the phone and a 5 megapixel front-facing camera with a wide-angle lens. So if you're a selfie lover, you will love this phone. It's worth mentioning that the Snapdragon 625 chipset makes this phone much faster on things you don't normally notice, such as switching between apps, swiping through menus, etc. Most phones are pretty slow on that, but the Moto Z Play doesn't have that problem, and I think that's a pretty good thing, and that makes it deserve the number 3 spot on this video. One thing I want to say is, don't buy this phone for gaming, because it can't handle them properly. Other than that, it's an amazing phone and it's definitely worth the money. Moving on, at number 2 we have the OnePlus 5. OnePlus is a pretty new company, and while it might not be a very famous brand, they have some amazing phones packed with a ton of quality features. It's amazing how this new company managed to become one of the main competitors of larger brands such as Apple and Samsung. The OnePlus 5 is the best looking device the company has made to date. When you pick this phone up, you can tell right away that it's made with premium grade materials. It has a 5.5-inch Full HD AMOLED screen which has 401 pixels per inch, and it makes the display show great images and videos. It runs on the Snapdragon 835 chipset with 8GB of RAM, which is the same amount as some older computers use. I bet most of you watching this video right now have 8GB of RAM or less on your computer or laptop. This is basically processing power at the top of this game. I personally love the design of this smartphone, especially the black version. It shows the fingerprints too much, but when you clean it, it definitely looks stunning. So if you decide to buy this phone, go with the black color version. The battery is average and it can last for around a day with the auto brightness turned on. The camera on this device is out of this world. It has a dual lens camera, 16 megapixels plus 20 megapixels on the rear camera and 16 megapixels on the front camera. Basically, almost every feature of it is better than the new iPhone, and this phone has everything you need in pocket size. So if you are looking to invest in a good phone, definitely go with this one because I think you won't ever regret it. And to finish off our list, at number 1 we have the Samsung Galaxy S8. The Samsung Galaxy S8 might be one of the most famous phones on the market, and it reached that fame because of the features it has to offer. The Samsung Galaxy S8 is a phone that should be one of the very first you look at when deciding to which phone to buy. It has a large bezel-less display which is truly iconic and beautiful, and the screen quality is excellent. It has a new aspect ratio of 18.5 to 9 rather than 16 to 9. This means it's taller and sometimes can cause black bars on videos and other unoptimized applications, but this shouldn't be a huge concern because it rarely happens. It has 4GB of RAM and 64GB of internal storage, but if you want more you can buy a microSD card, because it supports microSD cards up to 256GB. Games run as you'd expect from a flagship phone running the latest GPUs, so lag-free and no stutters. As for the camera, it doesn't have any dual sensor systems or wide-angle lenses, but there is a single 12 megapixel sensor that makes up for it. Because it uses the dual pixel technology, like the S7 does. The camera loads very fast, takes great pictures and is lag-free, so if something happens in front of you and you want to take pictures of the moment, you won't miss them because of the low loading speeds. Overall, it's an amazing phone and you probably won't find better in this price range and in this category. Thank you for watching guys, I hope you like this video. You can find links to all these Android smartphones down in the description and the comment section below, so if you want to find out the price and more information about them, go check out the description and the comment section. Also, if you have any questions, leave a comment down below and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thank you again for watching and I'll see you in the next video.